Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby was not filmed in front of a live studio audience. And welcome to Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby. I'm Webby, not Eddie.
And I'm Eddie, not Webby. And this is Dinking Around. And guys, let me tell you something. Usually Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby is something that comes after the Eddie and Webby podcast. But we're switching it up here today for you guys. And we're just going to do an episode of Dinking Around. And why is that, Webby?
We just wanted to do something a little different. I mean, we're pretty much the rebels of pickleball podcasting. We do what we want, when we want. And we just decided we want to do a Dinking Around today. And dink around we will.
That's right. We are live, folks. We are live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. And for the 3 people that care, we're up to 3 now. We're also live on Twitch. That's pretty impressive, wouldn't you say?
That is impressive. Man, I never thought I would see the day when 3 people would subscribe to us on Twitch. That's crazy.
That's right. And honestly, the reason we wanted to do Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby today is because, well, we're in a weird situation in our world right now.
Yes.
And honest to God, we just hope that we can bring a little bit of fun and entertainment to you guys, all the pickleball fans out there. And maybe you can smile. Maybe you can laugh for a little bit. So that's our goal.
And to be honest, the pickleball community definitely motivated us to do this episode. So a lot of fun and creative posts on the pickleball forum. There's been a lot of negative posts too, but we're gonna ignore all that today. We're gonna focus on the positive, try to have some fun here, and we got a lot of fun videos that we want to show everybody. So it's gonna be a pretty fun night.
That's right. We already have a comment here from Steve Kennedy that says, "Say what?" And who's your daddy?
What?
Yeah, interesting.
There, I did it. I said what? You happy, Steve?
What? Who's your daddy? Yeah, thank you for that, Steve. We appreciate it. But yeah, guys, this is Dinking Around. So this is raw. It's really unscripted. Although we have a bunch of videos and pictures planned to show you guys, it's very unscripted, and it's uncensored.
That is correct. Oh man, we can say so many words that we don't normally say on the podcast. It just stuff that would blow your mind. It would make your grandmothers blush. Because those grandmothers, they're always blushing when you say naughty things.
That's right. That's our goal. If we can make one grandma blush every time we have a show, then we know that we did something good.
That's right. That is exactly right.
I love it. Oh man, what's been going on with you, Webby? Is anything different in your world? Has it pretty much been the same as the last time we did a podcast a few weeks ago?
Oh my God, so much has changed since the last podcast that we did. Last we talked on a podcast, I was all excited about a pickleball tournament that was going to be happening in Kalamazoo this very weekend. In fact, my cell phone even reminded me about the pickleball tournament that was supposed to happen in Kalamazoo, Michigan tomorrow. And I was very mad. It made me want to throw my phone because, as most people know, that tournament got canceled, as did pretty much every pickleball tournament in the country. And it's, man, it sucks. It sucks bad.
Yeah, it seems like for legitimate reasons, they were all canceled, all these fun tournaments. I had a couple that I was signed up for, including one. I don't know if you've heard about this one. It's kind of a smaller tournament. It's called the US Open. Are you familiar with that?
No, is that new? I haven't heard of that one.
It's new. It's a small one. There's only like 10,000 people that show up to it, so it's not like it's not like it really attracts a big pickleball crowd or anything. But
it's good to support your small local tournaments.
Yes. No, I agree. And yeah, they were canceled again. Oh. We're making light of the situation, guys, but we understand completely why this stuff is happening.
Yes.
Anything that we say tonight, I think there's 2 caveats, Webby, if I may. Would that be okay?
You may.
Okay. Caveat number 1, We're enjoying ourselves with some nice, tasty beverages this evening as well. So our filter gets smaller and smaller
That's right.
as we talk. And number two, honest to God, we are very sensitive to the situation that's going on out there. We know that it's affecting everybody differently. We know that this COVID-19 coronavirus thing it's obviously it's causing some havoc in all of our lives. I think all of us are affected. So as we make jokes tonight, please understand we're just trying to bring a smile to your faces. We're not trying to make light of the situation whatsoever.
Exactly. And to that, I say cheers, my friend.
Cheers. That's right. What are you drinking there?
I'm just drinking beer. I love beer. So I'm just drinking some beer.
Okay. I'm having some seltzers. The other thing too that I think is important right now is obviously with a lot of the rules that these states are coming down with, where they're basically telling restaurants, bars, things like that they have to shut down. What we're really trying to do, is do whatever we can to help those businesses kind of ride this through, right? Like getting takeout. We're hoping like 4 to 5 times a week. And my wife and I, we cook from home so many of our meals. I would say probably we eat out 2, maybe 3 times a week at most. And right now what we're trying to do is we're trying to make a point to at least 4 to 5 times a week get carry out from a restaurant. That way we're keeping business going. We're keeping, money flowing into it.
Nice.
I don't know. What do you think about that, Webby?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. And as I've talked about on the show many times, I'm all about shopping local and stuff like that. So one thing I kind of hate to admit is we eat out way more than we home cook. So we're sticking with what we've done. Luckily, all the local businesses, even though you can't dine in at the moment, they're all still open for business and doing takeout. So we're still getting takeout from the places that we normally dine in at. And I think that's very important for everybody to try to do. If you have the means to do so, definitely support your local businesses, because I mean, man, this is affecting everybody in a very negative way. But we can help make things a little easier if possible.
Yeah. And Webby and I, we really don't share a lot about what we do for our full-time jobs. And one thing I would like to be able to say is we're both very grateful that we have the option to be able to work from home for our full-time work, right? So we're not nearly as affected as maybe people, especially down here in Southwest Florida, where so many people that are at work, it's jobs where you don't have the option to be able to work from home, and they're out of work right now. And so a lot of businesses are trying to come up with creative ways in order to be able to make sure that they're still working. For example, I know a lot of restaurants down here are staying open for deliveries and carry out, and they're basically giving a lot of their bartenders and servers kind of first right at being able to work those shifts to be able to do that. Our friends over at Fort Myers Brewing Company, which you can see here, I have a spiked from them. They're selling merchandise online. Oh, wow. I went out of focus there for a minute. They're selling merchandise online right now, and I know that all of the proceeds or profits that are coming from that, they're putting into the bartender's hands as well. So I don't have the link for it. Maybe I can post it below after the fact. But we love to see stuff like that. If you want to support our friends at Fort Myers Brewing Company, please do. And let's keep the economy, our local economies, as stimulated as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. And one thing that does make me feel real good is a lot of the local communities are definitely coming together very nicely. I feel like as a whole, the country is doing what they can to help each other out and stuff like that. So that's a great thing to see. So I just hopefully everybody will continue to work together and make this whole crummy situation as painless as we can. And I think we'll all get through this just fine if we continue to work together nicely and peacefully.
Yeah, I think historically we found that our nation comes out of things on the other side better and stronger than going into it. And you never want to have this happen to anybody or any nation out there, but hopefully that's going to be the case with this.
Yeah, for sure. But to be honest, I feel like the most drama that I've seen on social media has to do with pickleball.
No, come on. Are you serious? There's no way. Not our friends in the pickleball forum. They're always
Right?
nice and cool and calm and level-headed about things, right?
Right? You would think like the pickleball community as a whole is by far like the nicest group of people in the entire world. Unless it comes down to unless it comes to a time where you're told you can't play pickleball, then all of a sudden you see a different side of people. Because man, oh man, there are some people that like they will do whatever it takes to get back out there on the pickleball court.
That's right. And guys, we've seen it throughout our nation. Bloods versus Crips, Biggie versus Tupac, Trump versus Hillary, right? Some of the most polarizing things that have ever happened in our nation. And right now, I think we're seeing the stay home or let me play pickleball polarizing opinions coming in on the pickleball forum.
Yes, because I tell you what, both sides are very, very passionate about how they feel about this whole thing. And all I got to say is anybody out there that is continuing to play pickleball, do yourself a favor and don't post about it on social media because you're just asking for a hurting, to be honest.
Well, and here's the thing, right? I actually understand both sides of the equation that's going on right now. I understand the people that feel like it's good and healthy and it's good for my immune system to be out exercising, be out in the sun, and that's more prevalent to down here in Southwest Florida right now where the weather is really nice. They're taking some precautions, wearing a glove on their non-paddle hand. Maybe I saw a bucket of bleach and water for the balls. So I do think that they're trying to be reasonable about it and understanding that there is value to exercising. There's value to doing these things and to making yourself happy. So I understand their side of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I also understand the other side of you're putting yourself out there at risk, right? You're basically not following the recommendations from a lot of other states that we've seen, and you're allowing for the risk of the virus spreading to be great. And so I definitely understand both sides of the equation here. But what I don't understand is the shaming that is going on and the absolute polarization of this topic right now. And I think it's bad. It's not good.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I agree with you too. I absolutely see both sides. I mean, without a doubt, there is a huge benefit to being outdoors, especially if it's a nice sunny day, the vitamin D, stuff like that. I mean, without a doubt, that is a good thing that you should do. And if you get the opportunity to go out and take a walk, whether it's by yourself or not, do it because you definitely should. It's way better than being cooped up inside of a house all day. And it's good for your sanity too. But at the same time, like you said, I mean, if what the medical people and scientists say are true, and I feel like they know what they're talking about, like I feel like it's not totally worth the risk. If staying home for a week or two is gonna help prevent this from spreading to people that might have compromised health issues, then I mean it's hard to go against that. So man, it's tough because I see both sides definitely.
Yeah, and if anybody has any opinions on that are rational, reasonable, let us know, because I still really don't know what the right thing is out there. And I do understand both sides. And I do hope that with a lot of these states that are moving towards locking people in, that they're recognizing that, hey, this lack of activity, this lack of being out in the sunshine, this lack of getting out could potentially lower their immune systems. And I don't know about you, but I see a ton of value in getting out there, being active, while still mitigating the risk of either contracting or spreading this virus. But again, we're not medical professionals here. We're just offering our perspective. I want to make sure people are crystal clear on that.
Yes, everything we say tonight, this is our personal opinions. There is nothing, don't take it for any more than just our personal opinions.
That would be funny if everybody's like, well, Eddie and Webby said that we were fine. So,
right.
I do think you see that. I think you're seeing that now where it's like, well, I saw on Facebook that somebody said that, you can't get it on the pickleball court. There's something about the pickleball court that won't let you. Like,
right.
it's not.
Or if you drink alcohol, such as Corona, I mean that you're going to be immune to it. So drink up. But that's not. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying you should do, folks. That's what people are like. I see people say that kind of stuff. And
I
man.
love it. Yeah,
we had Matt Wright on the previous episode, and he's a lawyer. And I feel like sometimes, like when you spend a little bit of time with a lawyer, you start to like think, okay, I got to cover my tracks.
Yes.
I got to cover up what I say here, and also here.
I like it. Real quick, we got Paul LeBaron II saying just cracked a big ditch berry vision. Have you ever had one of those?
I haven't, but it sounds interesting and tasty.
It is. Let us know, Paul LeBaron II, what you think of it. I did see you were just drinking Corona. Is that accurate?
I did. I was drinking it. It is gone. So now I'm going to drink something else. And this is something I'm super excited about. I heard a lot about this beer. I just finally got some for the first time ever. It's made by Founders Brewing Company. And yesterday was my first time ever trying it. And it is delicious. This is called Red's Rye IPA. Have you ever had that one?
I have had that one. And I definitely like that one.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
It's good. So, I mean, have you had much experience with rye beers or Roggen beers in the past?
No, I can't even think of any time I've had it in the past. If I had it in the past, like a rye type beer, I wasn't really aware of it at the time. So this is the first that I know of that I've had it.
Well, and it's also good that you're supporting. I mean, I know it's not local to you; it's a couple hours away, but you're supporting a local Michigan brewery who I'm assuming that a lot of their income comes from people who are drinking their beer and eating the food at some of their locations. So being able to support them is really cool.
Yeah, for sure. And I bought it from my a local small liquor store. It's a guy that sells 90% craft beer. So I go there for pretty much everything I get. I'm helping support a local brewer or a Michigan brewer and a local company. So yeah, that's what we're big on. Just definitely help out the local companies whenever you can.
So I just heard some exciting news from a commenter, Melinda Ego Dexter. Hopefully I pronounced that right. It says Oberon is in season. Is that true? Are we in Oberon season?
So actually, yeah, kind of a cool thing about that. It wasn't supposed to get released for, I think, a few more weeks, but because of everything that's going on, Bell's decided to just, they released it early and they were like, okay, let's get this out there. Whoever wants to enjoy this, go for it. So it's a very cool thing that they did. And yeah, thanks for reminding me, Melinda. I have not tried this year's batch yet, but I definitely will be soon. And fun fact, our very first Eddie and Webby podcast, we drank Oberon during that episode.
That's right. If you go back and listen, you're not even going to recognize. It was so different back then, but
so different.
What we should do? One of these times we should live stream us going back and watching our old podcasts before they were live and laugh about it.
Oh, that'd be fun. We should do that. Like, you know how a lot of YouTube videos, like they'll have people that react to something from the past, even if it's like a video of themselves. That'd be perfect. We should do that. We'll have a live reaction, kind of like Mystery Science Theater 3000 style of us watching our first episode.
Who knows? Maybe that might happen tonight. You got to stay tuned.
Oh, wait a second. You never know. This is Dinking Around. Like, we just do whatever the heck we want to do.
Whatever the heck we want. Leslie White said she's cracking open a Founders Centennial IPA, which is another great beer from Founders.
Nice. Yeah, I love Centennial. And man, I'm telling you, I've only had a couple sips of it tonight, but man, this is such a good beer. The Red's Rye IPA, I'm loving it.
So at anytime, and I'm going to get a little beer nerdy out there. So for all of you guys that are not into that, just bear with me for a minute. But anytime you have rye, you're going to get a very different flavor. Just like if you add wheat to a beer, if you add rye to it, you get just a totally different, almost like a spicy kind of backbone in the malt bill. And it comes through very well, especially in that beer. But you also have the hop forwardness of it being an IPA to kind of round out a lot of that rye spice that you might get.
Yeah, I'm definitely tasting what you described, and it's great. I love it. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the wheat beers. I know isn't Oberon considered a wheat beer? That's like one of the few that I actually like.
Yeah, it's considered an American wheat. But
overall, I'm not a huge fan of the wheat style. It just tastes like liquid bread to me. But yeah, this is delicious.
Very nice. Got a nice comment from Scott Golden. Said, you two are great. Thank you for all you do for the pickleball world. We could say the same to you, Scott. And I've heard that there's a really good live stream of you maybe doing some karaoke. Is that right, Webby?
That is correct. I think for like over an hour, Scott was live streaming karaoke. I mean, what's he gonna do? He can't live stream pickleball right now,
Right.
so he's got to live stream something. I mean, he's the golden boy. What's the golden boy without live streaming something?
Scott Yeager said, pros laughing at noobs in their debut streams. I really think we should, man. It feels like a different world ago. I mean, we had different intro music. Pickleball was like maybe a quarter of everything we talked about in our podcast. Now it's 97.4% of everything we talk about in our podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy how different that was. But yeah, I like that idea. We should definitely do that sometime.
Yeah. Here's a comment from Lala that I wanted to bring up, and this goes back to my comment earlier about if you have an opinion on people playing pickleball versus not. And she says, yeah, it's too bad that instead of discussion about the merits of either side, people resort to using derogatory language that never sorry guys, that never helps. I totally agree, Lala. I think it's just you're pitting people against each other, and it's not helpful. So thank you for that. I mean, right there, that is a very rational way to look at what's going on right now.
Right. Yeah, it's very sad that people are just so quick to attack.
Yeah.
And couldn't agree with you more, Lala.
That's right. And if you guys have opinions throughout the evening, definitely let us know. But we actually, like I said, this is unscripted, but we do have a lot of fun things that we want to share with you guys. And in situations like this, I'm always very impressed with the pickleball community and the, what do you call it? The creativity, Webby. I don't even know how you want to describe it.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's creative. I mean, everybody right now, like a majority of everybody is stuck indoors trying to figure out things to do with their extra time. With especially with like our group of pickleball players. I mean, how many hours a day and a week are spent on the pickleball court, and for that to be taken away from people, I mean, it's like I feel like people are experiencing boredom for the first time in many years, and and some people have a pretty creative way of filling that void. And I think we should go to a couple of the videos that we pulled from social media here. And I think the first one that would be good to show is a quarantine challenge that got kicked off. And I don't know if this is the person that started the whole thing, but I know one of the first videos that I saw anyway was from Louis Laville, and Pickleball Europe posted this from Louis, and this is the quarantine challenge. Do you see that one?
I do see it. Yes, guys. So usually I have time to go through and set up all these buttons and stuff to make it a nice, easy flow. But we're gonna be winging it a little bit here. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that one right now.
So that was very, very impressive stuff right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think his post said something about like, show us what you got, hashtag quarantine challenge, something like that. And they encourage people to try that, but give it your own twist or see what you could do with it. And somebody that the pickleball world knows and loves, they got in on the action. And that is somebody, you might not have heard of him, but I'm familiar with him. He goes by the name of Kyle Yates. And he's this up-and-comer in the pickleball world, and I've heard that a lot of people like him. And he posted a video, and he accepted the quarantine challenge. And if you have that video, I would say we should show that one right now. love the ending of that one.
Yeah. It actually kind of made me jump a little bit. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah. That was good. That was good stuff. Nicely done, Kyle. And for any Hawkeyes out there, because I'm sure somebody will notice this, yes, I sped the clip up just a little bit because it was such. He went for so long, but I wanted to show the whole clip, so I did speed it up just a hair, just so it didn't take up so much time. But it's still impressive, very impressive.
Whoever that Kyle is, I don't know who he is, but trying to show off there. Kyle Yacht. What did he say his name was? Yates.
Kyle Yates is how you say it. I'm pretty sure.
Gotcha. I actually think he's watching right now.
Oh wow! Well, thanks for the fun video, Kyle. That was a fun challenge, and some other people saw that as well, and they got in on the action. And Billy Reeder, I know a lot of people are familiar with Billy Reeder. He has some very fun posts from time to time, and he had a reaction, a response to Kyle's quarantine challenge, and I think we should play that one right now.
Stop making those faces. What's so funny is the donut's not moving.
That's the funny part.
I love it. And like what I love especially is the fact that he didn't care that his wife or whoever that was talking, was like critiquing him the whole time and like making fun of his style. He's like, you know what? Screw it. One and done. Post it. I love it.
That was great. That was so funny.
Oh, so good. But there was somebody else that also did the hashtag quarantine challenge, but he did his own style. It was a totally different take, but still something pretty damn impressive. And this is from the infamous Scott Lippitz. I'm sure many people have heard of Scott Lippitz and seen him on the Pickleball forum. I feel like he's one of the most notorious trolls on the Pickleball forum. But he has some good things to say from time to time on the forum. And let's go ahead and show his video.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
I love how he like whisper yelled at the end of the clip. Like he couldn't contain himself when he first made the shot, but then once he was by the camera, it's like I don't know if somebody was sleeping next door that he didn't want to wake up or something. Or
Was that what is ASMR? Is that what it's called when you whisper the whole time? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, ASMR. Yeah, my daughters love ASMR. They constantly watch ASMR videos.
We should do ASMR pickleball where it's like you can't scream. We're gonna have everybody mic'd up.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. But yeah, I do like where it's like, yeah, was there a kid sleeping? What was going on there?
Yeah.
What was going on, Scott?
Yeah.
Come on, let us know.
Scott, if you're watching right now, let us know like what was the deal with the whisper yelling. I got to know the story behind that because I mean it couldn't you couldn't contain yourself at the beginning, but then all of a sudden it's like, oh, yeah, let's go.
You're like, oh shoot, they're sleep. I got the old people next door. They don't want to. I got to be quiet, right?
Right.
Lalo wants to know. I wonder how many takes he had to take. How many takes Scott Lippitz took there?
That's a great question. I'm pretty sure I saw like a stack of balls over there, so I'm pretty sure that wasn't his first attempt. But I mean, it's still impressive, still pretty sweet. I would like to know though how long that took.
Yeah, that would be. I bet you it took quite a few. I mean, he was pretty far away. I know that it was a wide angle lens, so it might have looked distorted, but you could tell he was still pretty far away.
Oh yeah, that was very far away. Definitely not easy to do. So yeah, I'd be excited even if that was like the 100th take on my end. I would absolutely be excited. And I feel like I get the impression that it did take quite a while because he was super, super excited when it first happened. I feel like that was the excitement after many, many, many failed attempts. When you finally make it,
right?
It was almost like he wanted to stay quiet the whole time, but when he finally made it, that's why he couldn't contain himself at first. But then at the end, he's like, "Oh, yeah, that's right. I gotta stay quiet. I'm gonna whisper yell." Yeah, but that was great stuff. Love it.
That was good. Good stuff.
So actually, Mark Renison just he's tuning in, and he left a message that's pretty interesting. He said, "I think Scott Lippitz is a teacher to people who are deaf. I think that last part was a shout out to them." That's awesome if that's the case. And it did look like he did a little bit of sign language at the end too. I wonder, could that have been sign language for "Let's go"? Maybe.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
If that's the case, that's awesome. And, and big ups to you. And I feel bad for ripping on, on the whisper yell at the end if that's what you were going for. But no, that's awesome. That's very cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah, I feel like there is something to that because I do feel like there was a little bit of maybe sign language at the end. Actually, can we play that? Can we play that one more time? Let's dissect this clip. Let's watch the end one more time. Let's see if there was some sign language there.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Yeah,
I think it was.
I think you're right. That's really
Nice.
cool. I didn't even notice it before.
I thought I saw something with that, and then as soon as Mark said that, I was like, you know what? I feel like that's probably what he was doing at the end of that clip. So thanks for that bit of info, Mark. And I think you're onto something there. That's very cool.
Yeah,
Makes that clip even more fun.
very interesting stuff.
So we have a few more videos that I found of people doing the hashtag quarantine challenge. And there was one from, hopefully I'm saying the name correctly, but I think it's Luis Fournier Stevens, possibly. I'm sure I'm butchering it, but she had a pretty fun take on the quarantine challenge.
I think you actually said it pretty spot on.
Nice.
I'll go ahead and play it right now.
Hi, me and LP, and I'll stand against Corona.
Love it. That's great. She had the bottle of Corona that she got in
Yeah.
on the action, and then the little soccer headbutt at the end there. Love it.
Interesting. Yeah, that was a cool video.
Oh, and Scott did just chime in. Yeah, I am a PE teacher at the Rochester School for the Deaf. Very cool. Awesome, Scott.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool.
I apologize for calling you a troll earlier. But you can't deny you're a little trollish on the forum from time to time. Let's get real.
That's
But
what.
it's awesome. I mean, but yeah, definitely thank you for what you're doing, and I loved that video clip.
Yep. Wow, interesting. That was really cool. And then, yeah, Scott also said it was a challenge. Steve Peranzo said by counting Scott's steps, I think he was about 40 feet away.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So Scott, I would love to know how many takes, if you're okay with revealing this. We're going to play the next clip, but if you feel like answering the question of how many tries it took you to do that, I think that people would love to know. But if you want to keep it a secret, that's totally fine too. I definitely understand. But I want to show another video of somebody doing, I'm not so sure if this was technically, I don't know if he was doing the quarantine challenge, but regardless, it's a funny video and is similar to the quarantine challenge with another creative twist to it. And this one comes from Emmanuel Pickleball.
Hello, everybody. This is Emmanuel Pickleball here in Ixtapas, Iguatanejo, Mexico. Just I want to say be safe and enjoy the time with your family, and let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh!
I love that video. I love that video for numerous reasons. I mean, it has a great message. He's telling everybody to be safe, to enjoy the time, like the extra time with your family. It includes pickleball. It includes toilet paper, which for some reason is hard to find these days, which I still don't quite understand why. but it's so many messages combined into one.
Do you know what's funny? Take like all of your valuables and put it into a paint can and like beat it around with your paddle, because that's what I feel like he's doing right there, because toilet paper is so hard to find right now. I feel like it's the most valuable commodity. And so watching him kind of beat it up a little bit with his paddle, it caused a little bit of inner anxiety in me.
Right? They look like it was still totally fine. It was
Yeah.
totally usable. So
I'd still
there wasn't
use
too
it.
much. There wasn't much TP abuse in there. I think it was totally fine.
Yes. We actually have a couple people just chiming in and saying hi. We got our friend Jordan Briones out there. Thank you, Jordan.
Oh, nice. Hey, Jordan.
Got Sean Rodrigo. What's up, Sean? And
How's it
let's
going?
see. Scott Lippett said, #ChampTroll.
Nice. I love the fact
love
that he's willing to acknowledge it and he realizes it. So that's good stuff.
That's right. Lala said from the last video, Emmanuel's daughters don't seem impressed.
Yeah, the one he was holding was like, Dad, stop jumping around with me.
Right.
Put down the
Come
toilet
on.
paper.
Knock it off, Dad. Jeez. That's so funny.
Good stuff. So we have one more video that had the hashtag quarantine challenge on it. And this one comes from Randy Coleman. And to be honest, I'm starting to worry about Randy. And I think you'll see why when you see this clip. Yeah, it's I think it's that. I feel like that clip pretty much represents how a lot of us feel at this time. If anybody is like me, I've gone over a week without playing pickleball now, and in that week, I should have been able to play at least 3 times, which is a lot for me because, as I've said on the show many times, I usually only get a chance to play once a week, so I cherish my pickleball time that I get a lot. But in the past week, I was supposed to get the opportunity to play 3 separate times and play in a tournament tomorrow, and that all got taken away from me. So I can relate to what Randy was doing in that video clip, and I feel like a lot of other people can as well.
Yeah, I definitely find myself wanting to beat my head against the wall. That's for sure. But I do have a lobster, the Pickle by Lobster, so I can't always go out.
Oh, nice.
And hit that. It always beats me though. That's the part that I don't like. Yep.
I feel like I need to get one of those because, like, that's if I had one of those, because as you know, there's the Freedom Park courts in Canton, which are only 10 minutes from me. They get used a lot in the mornings, but that's when I'm at work, and in the evenings they don't get used a lot. And we're getting close to the warm season here in Michigan, and I feel like if I had a lobster, that I would never have to worry about whether people can join me or not in an outdoor court. So
I'm
feel
very
like I should
lucky
invest
that
in one.
yeah, I'm very lucky that I don't have to use it that much. But when I do, it's good. Or if a lot of times, like for example, there's a certain single shot that I've been really wanting to practice and hone in on. And if I want to go out and just hit 150 balls, 200 balls in one setting, I can do that, which is nice.
Very nice. I like it.
Got quite a bit of stuff here from Scott Lippitz. He said, I was in ASL mode when the whisper took place. He said then took about 1 hour to get it in. That's quite the dedication, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's yeah. I wonder
said-
how many tries. Let's try and guess. Like how many in an hour? How many attempts do you think that was? So I feel like I don't know. It depends on how many balls he had with him. I feel like let's say he had 5 balls that he was working with at a time.
So 5 balls.
So I'm
So
gonna say
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe like I'm gonna say at least 75 tries.
I'm going to go with 120.
Okay.
He was saying it was about 50 feet, if not more. Longer than a pickleball court for sure. And then he said, ASL said, you can all do it. #challenge accepted for my students. That's really cool, man.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Very cool.
Scott Golden saying, make sure you stay 6 feet apart. Are you referring to me and my lobster while we're out there?
Yeah, you don't know where that lobster's been.
It's true. I love it. Nice. Leslie responded and she said, I'm charging up my tutor, so I'm heading out the next nice day. Webby, you can meet me for a drill session. That'd be cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would gladly take you up on that. I'll wear my hazmat suit if I have to.
I like that. We're actually getting some comments in here about funny videos that are out there. Thank you guys, but don't spoil it because you might be bringing up a video that we have planned.
Ooh.
But we love it though. We love the comment.
Yeah, definitely. I love that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's do another video. And this is one I absolutely love this video, and it comes from our good friend DJ Howard. And I learned that he recently learned how to use TikTok to make this video. Are you familiar with TikTok?
I feel like I should be, but I think I kind of understand it. Can you please explain? You know, you have 2 teenage daughters, so can you explain what TikTok is?
So I haven't used it myself, so this is just what I've gathered based on the hundreds of YouTube videos that my daughters have watched. But I kind of get the impression that it's very much like Vine. For anybody that remembers Vine, it's a very like you do a video that's very short in time. However, like I feel like the TikTok videos are definitely longer because I think the Vine videos were like 6 seconds, something like that. Like each video was no more than 6 seconds. But the TikTok videos, they go on for a while. I don't know if like you can like make a bunch of like 6-second clips and piece them together, or if the time is unlimited. That part I don't know. But I know you can pick music that's on there and it'll add music to the videos that you do. I know a lot of people will lip sync or perform songs. So I don't know 100% how it works exactly and what the appeal is, but there are a lot of very amusing videos on YouTube, and most of them are very short, so it reminds me of Vine. I know you know what Vine is. I don't know if many of the people tuning in know what that is. So I won't bore you too much more talking about it, so I say let's just go ahead and play this clip from DJ Howard.
Real quick, Claire says hi out there. Hi, Claire.
Oh, hey, Claire. Claire is one of our longest, biggest fans of the show. Like way back in the day when we first got started, Claire was a fan of ours. She sent us a voice message, which hardly anybody ever did in the history of the show. We used to always push for people to send us Anchor voice messages. Claire sent us one, and it caused us to make a video that we played on the channel and on the podcast. So how's it going, Claire? Glad you're tuning in.
That's right. Anyway, back to DJ Howard. I'll go ahead and I will play that video now.
It is so good. That is so good. And I feel like that pretty much sums up how all of us are feeling right now. Anybody that isn't able to play pickleball right now, I feel like that perfectly sums things up right there.
That's right. And real quick, we have Steve Vaza chiming in and says, TikTok is a free social media app that lets you watch, create, and share videos, often to a soundtrack on top of the top hits in music right from your phone.
Nice.
That's interesting.
And for anybody that has already seen that clip on Daniel J. Howard's Pickleball, or on Daniel J. Howard Pickleball's Facebook page, you might notice that the music is a little different. And just like the previous comment said, like most people are able to use the top hits of today. And for those unaware, Facebook and YouTube, they aren't a fan of you using copyright music on podcasts like this. So I actually replaced the music with some royalty-free music that was still very sad and emotional, and I think it still tugged at the heartstrings just as much as the song that DJ used.
I agree. That was that got me. I feel for him, man. I could feel his emotion. I could see it coming through. And It's good to know that DJ Howard, who knew that he could have a career in acting, right? He can do pickleball and acting. I mean, that's right. It's good stuff.
And And coaching for anybody
Yep.
that's tuned in or subscribed to our YouTube channel. I recently released the entire series of coaching videos of when DJ Howard coached me, and that was some good stuff. And that's the end of this shameless plug for our YouTube channel.
That's right. Real quick, Webby, before we go on to any of the other videos, I saw a great question come through that I think would be fun to answer real quick. What do you say?
Let's do it.
So this comes from our friend Matt Loria, and he said, what 6 beers are your desert island beers? And what he means by that is you can pick all 6 beers that you get them refreshed every time you pull one, like vending machine style.
Oh, man. Such a good question. Such a good question.
What do you think? Do you have yours? You got to think a minute.
I need to think a minute. Do you have your answer off the top of your head right now, you think?
I do.
Okay,
Yep.
I'll have my answer by the time you're done.
All right. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that all 6 beers cover all sorts of feelings and weather conditions and what you're eating. You got to like cover the whole gamut, right? So the first thing you need to start off with is a good sour beer, and that would be Jolly Pumpkin Oro de Calabaza. Or I could replace it with La Roja, but let's go with the Oro de Calabaza. Then you got to jump into a dark beer, and I would go with Bell's Expedition Stout. Or, you know what? I'm going to go with Bell's Kalamazoo Stout, a little bit lighter. Then you got to jump into an IPA. So, of course, I got to go with Fort Myers Brewing Company High Five. Then you got to go into a New England style IPA in case you want something a little bit juicy. So that would be a Soup's Juice by Perrin Brewing Company. And then you need to go into a not beer, right? And that would be any of the seltzers under the spiked line from Fort Myers Brewing Company. And then you need just like a good old sipping beer, like you're out, you know, and you need something incredibly light. And I would say that it would have to be Cigar City, their lager. I think it's just called lager, if I remember correctly. But that would be my 6 beers. How did I do?
Very solid. Very solid.
Okay.
Surprisingly, I only have one that I would share with you out of that 6.
Okay.
And I do agree. I feel like you need to cover all the different variations of the beer styles. So I'm going to agree with you on the sour. I love Jolly Pumpkin, and I love the what is it, Calabaza Blanca, or what was the
Oro de Calabaza?
Oro de Calabaza.
The
I know
Calabaza Blanca is
was in there.
good, but yeah, I prefer the
So that's So I definitely go with a Jolly Pumpkin. I feel like you can't really go wrong. So a Jolly Pumpkin beer for the sour for sure. I got to throw in Bell's Two Hearted. I feel like that is like it's so good. It's consistently ranked the best beer in America as far as craft beer goes. I would go with when it comes to a New England IPA, I got to go with M43 from Old Nation. Absolutely love that one.
Which, by the way, Leslie White also agrees with you. She posted M43 in the comments.
Perfect. Yeah, to me that's my favorite of the New England IPAs. The Soup's Juice is a very, very close second for me, but I got to go with M43. For a stout, I've got to go with Breakfast Stout from Founders. I absolutely love that beer.
Can I switch mine up to that, please?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
go for it.
Switching it up.
So we're at 4 for me right now. One beer, like I've been loving it a lot lately. I'm a big fan of ginger. I've got to go with Mule Beer from Bell's. That's kind of an out there one. Like but I'm gonna put that in my list. And then I don't have a regular IPA yet. Oh man. Well, I've got Bell's Two Hearted, but I'm gonna go with the last one is tough. I've got a whole bunch in my mind right now, but I'm gonna go with Zombie Dust.
Okay.
From Three Floyds Brewing.
I think that's a very, very good list. That was a great question, Matt. Lala has another question. She says, I love sour beers. Can you list the ones you mentioned somewhere I can check them out? Lala, I'm going to tell you right now. Find anything from Jolly Pumpkin out of Dexter, Michigan. Is that where they're at?
I can't remember, to be honest, but there's a bunch of them all throughout Michigan.
Yeah.
I can't remember the city that they're actually based out of, but yeah, if you can find a Jolly Pumpkin, 100%.
Anything that Jolly Pumpkin makes is going to be liquid gold. They have things from very funky sours that have a lot of Brettanomyces and lactobacillus in it, just to kind of like a more mild sour like their La Roja. They have a sour stout called Bam Noir. I mean, they have it's a fantastic company. Anything they make is going to be good. Go ahead and check it out.
Yes, definitely. And my wife and I, we took a trip to Traverse City last year, and we went to the Jolly Pumpkin that's out there. We went to a lot of breweries that weekend, and I got a lot of flights. And the flight that I got from Jolly Pumpkin by far was my favorite from the entire trip, just because every single thing that I had was delicious.
And you have to like sour beers, guys. If you don't like what I like to call a wet dog in a phone booth, you're not going to like a sour beer. They are funky and they're crazy. But Matt Loria said, love the list. I'd throw out the sour for another crushable. Yeah, I agree. I think maybe having another beer that you could, put 5 or 6 of them back wouldn't be too bad. But that's why I threw in the hard seltzer, the spiked, right? Because if you want something you can drink a lot of, this has 0 carbs and sugar, only 90 calories. So that's why I like it.
Another one, like considering we're on a deserted island where it's probably hot and stuff, like I was very close to saying Green Zebra from Founders Brewing. That's one that I had while on the lake last year, and that's a very, very delicious sour type beer. Man, it was good.
It's the same as Four Loko watermelon, so.
yeah. For any of our long-time fans, you know exactly what we're talking about.
That's right. Man, I feel like we went off on a tangent there, but that's fun because I like when we can have conversations around that. So,
hell yeah, I feel like that's the whole point of dinking around with Eddie and Webby. Like we have a very, very loose format, and I love the fact that people are getting involved and interacting tonight because that really helps it just be that much more fun and interesting.
That's right, but we're not here just to talk about beer and a beer named Virus. We're here to talk about
right. Yep.
We're here to talk about pickleball a little bit. Actually, a lot of it, but
Yeah, so there's actually a very fun pickleball related video that somebody posted. This one comes from Scott Fliegelman, and this is his take on the quarantine challenge, and he gave it a little bit of a twist as well, something we haven't seen quite yet. So here's the one from Scott. I think. Nicely done, Scott. Very nicely done.
Yeah, I'm impressed with that, man. That's pretty good.
And Eddie, that actually inspired me. I just so happened to have 3 pickleballs
look at you
right here. This is very risky because this is live, and I've already had 2.5 beers, so I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm going to move my microphone out of the way, and let's see if I can juggle live on the air here.
All right. Now, I've seen Webby juggle many times, and he's pretty good. Not to put any pressure on you there, buddy. All right, here he goes.
Oh, messed up. Hold on. Let me try it again.
That's pretty good. All right, he's going. Oh, he's going to the one hand. Oh!
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Color me impressed there, Webby. That was pretty impressive.
Not gonna lie, I was pretty nervous about that, doing it live. I mean, I messed up at first, but then I got back. I got into my groove, and it worked out. So thanks, Scott, for the motivation. And Eddie, do you remember? I learned how to juggle at your house. Do you remember that?
The year was 1998.
Do you remember? Like, I've got a kind of funny story to go along with this. Do you remember when it happened?
All right, so
or like what was going on at that time?
There's one of two events that took place at my house that I think it's part of, but I don't know. I just go ahead and share it.
All right, so I stayed the night at your house. I can't remember why. I feel like it was one of the many parties that we had at your house back in our high school days.
Real quick, if my
And,
parents are watching, we didn't have any parties at my house back then, right, Webby?
Yeah, did I say high school? I meant when we were like in our 30s. we stayed the night at your parents' house when we were in our 30s.
We
Like
had
the
a
comic-
sleepover in our 30s.
Yep.
I think my parents know, by the way. I'm pretty sure they.
I'm sure they do by now. But so I remember there was a bowl of like the small oranges, like they're the clementines, whatever they're called, the small oranges.
The
but they were
cuties.
all like the cuties. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were like the cuties, but they were a little past their prime. They weren't necessarily edible any longer. And I don't know why, but I felt, you know what? Let's not put these to waste. Let's juggle these things. How do you juggle? So like we looked up the best way to juggle, and then we were practicing. And then if we ever dropped them, they splattered all over the place. So that was an added incentive to not let them drop at all costs. But like I just remember we were tossing these almost rotting clementines, and we did it enough to where like I got the gist of how to juggle. And then, like, the next few days when I was at home, I would grab 3 random balls that were just laying around my house, and I would keep it going. And I actually, within a week, I was pretty decent at juggling because of that day at your house.
That's pretty funny. My mom responded with, what? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. That's pretty funny. No, I do remember that evening, and I do remember my parents were gone for a while. I think they went on a many-day vacation, maybe upwards of 10 days, and they left those for me. And I was not the most healthiest of eaters back in the late 90s. So I'm sure they were rotten.
Yeah, they were pretty bad.
That's pretty funny. We had a comment from our good buddy Ed Dine. He says, you guys dumped the watermelon. We did. That was the one and only time
Yes.
that during a beer review, we dumped that awful crap they call Four Loko watermelon. But
Yes.
do you want to know what I think is the funniest thing about that whole situation? I think we've talked about it on the podcast before, is that we wanted to do the watermelon Four Loko as a joke. We wanted to try and like do a very serious review of it, but people didn't take it that way. They thought that we were seriously reviewing it and that we were also seriously thinking that it was an equivalent for Founder's Green Zebra.
Yeah.
It was not. We were totally making a joke. And the only reason I know that for a fact is because it was like a week after we released it. I was still in Grand Rapids. I went to Atwater Brewing, which was right down the road from where we were at. And a guy was sitting at the bar and he was talking about it 5 seats away from me, not realizing I was there, which is funny.
Oh man. But yeah, like I just remember at the time, like we thought, oh, this is so outrageous. We're in Grand Rapids, which is known as Beer City. They've got like some of the best beers in the country. It's going to be absolutely obvious that if we drink Four Loko, that we're just bullshitting people.
Yep.
And yeah, people bought it.
They certainly did. But that was fun. That was a fun episode. Which, by the way, as of right now, we have that exact same place that we filmed those live, or not even live. That was before we went live, where we filmed those 3 podcasts from. Actually, I think 3 or 4. One or 2 with you, and then 1 without. But when we were live from Grand Rapids 2 summers ago, we booked the exact same unit for a few weeks in May. I don't know if it's going to happen anymore, but that'll be fun to be able to try and do some live streams or videos from there. A little bit of nostalgia.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be very cool. That was a great place. Yeah, this stupid coronavirus better not screw things up for summer plans. That's all I got to say.
That's right. We have a good question from Leslie White. She says, I wonder if Corona beer sales have gone up. I think they actually probably have gone down, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably the reverse of that for sure. Like I feel like people see the word Corona and they're like, ooh, I don't know. I'm not going to take my chances. There might be something in there that gives me this disease.
Yeah, there are some stupid people out there. So,
but you got people on the other side that are like, oh, if you drink Corona, it's like It's like the serum.
That's right. See,
And once again, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. I'm just talking out of my ass right now.
right. I'm not saying that Corona is the vaccine to the coronavirus. I'm
Right.
not saying that. I'm just saying that I'm not saying that. Right?
Exactly. It
That's
might
so
be
funny.
the vaccine, but it might not be the vaccine. So just take it for what it's worth.
So Bill Kysel asks again. Claire wants to about your favorite pickleball match. I think he said Claire wants to know about your favorite pickleball match. Yeah. So are these pickleball matches that we've played in, or that we've? I don't know. It's hard to say.
That we've spectated. I feel like either way is very hard to answer. It's a great question. Very hard to answer though, because there's been so many great ones.
Why don't we do this? We'll each take our favorite ones we've played in, and our favorite ones that we've watched or live streamed or been a part of. What do you think about that?
Okay. Yeah, let's hear it.
What? Do you want to go first?
Oh man. So I'd say one, even though the outcome wasn't great, it was still like a huge moment in my life. And that would be the match where you and I played against Kyle Yates, just because like it was such an awesome experience. Like it was just so wild, so surreal to be in front of a big crowd of people, to have like one of the best pickleball players in the history of pickleball opposite of the court from you.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I played like shit. I hate the way that you and I played, but like the whole experience in general, it was such a fun thing. The crowd had a great time. Byron Fresso, he was doing the announcing. It was great. Gizmo was our special guest referee.
The heckling.
That was great.
Byron was doing the heckling.
Yeah. Byron was heckling while commentating. Just the whole experience. It was such a cool thing. So for me, that's definitely going to go down in history as one of my all-time favorite matches, regardless of the outcome and the score. And then as far as matches that I've spectated, oh man, there's been a lot of great ones. Oh man, that's very hard for me to narrow down. I'm gonna say like a match that had probably the best rally, the best point I've ever seen, was during last year's Beer City Open, the 2019 Beer City Open, and that was Lee and Annalie Waters against Corinne Carr and Simone Jardim. That was like I didn't see the entire match, but there was one rally that I watched in particular that stands out to me as like the most exciting that I've ever witnessed in person.
Yeah, that match and that rally that you have video from was pretty crazy. It actually made it into the video I did with Simone, where her top 5 favorite plays from 2019. That made it into that list.
Yeah, that was awesome to see. Like I love the fact that like Simone herself recognized that as one of her favorite moments of the year, and the fact that I was able to witness that in person. I mean, that's always going to hold a special place in my heart for sure.
That is for sure. Before I answer mine real quick, we have a question from Cindy Allison. She's saying, would like to see these games. Can you say where they might be found? Actually, both matches that Webby referred to are on our YouTube page. The first one he talked about was Eddie and Webby versus Kyle Yates. Go ahead and check that out. That would have been posted last year in July. And then the second match he was talking about would have been in a highlights clip that is on Simone Jardim Pickleball on YouTube. So go ahead and look her up, and you'll see a video called The Top 5 Plays of 2019, and that will be listed on there. That's also in one of our highlight videos from the 2019 Beer City Open as well, right?
Yep, that is correct. And I think the USAPA actually might have been live streaming that match at the same time. I'm not 100% sure, but I thought I remember seeing John Germstead live streaming with one of the Mevo cameras. So that it might be, the whole match might be out there somewhere. I would have to...
That would be on Pro Pickleball. So go to Pro Pickleball's
okay, yeah,
either YouTube channel or Facebook page to be able to see the full match.
Great question.
Yeah, good stuff. So now we're to me, right? Is that right?
Yeah, we got to know what your favorite match is that you've played in and your favorite match that you have spectated.
So I got to say that obviously you and I playing against Kyle Yates match is going to live on in my memory forever. It was one of the top moments. It was one of the most like nervous I've ever been out on the pickleball court. It's something
100%.
I'll never forget. But since you answered that, I want to go with a different one. And that would be the first time I ever got to play with and against Simone. It was back in September. I think it was September. It was right after her and I started to do her YouTube channel together. And she had what she calls like community player, where she invites a lot of the people who are students at Peak Performance Pickleball Academy and things like that, other local pros, and everybody plays. And I did a video there where I got to interview a lot of the people. And then afterwards, she's like, Eddie, grab your paddle. And I didn't know what was going to happen. And we go out there and we played a couple matches. And the reason that it stands out for me so much is because you have Simone, the top female player in the world out there. And I realized just how much fun she has out on the court and how encouraging she is and how much trash she likes to talk out there. And she's dancing and she's rapping. And all that said to me was that her love for the sport is so strong because she just likes to go out there and be able to have a fun time. She's obviously incredibly competitive. She kicks ass, but she loves it because of how much fun it is. And it was such a fun experience. That's also a video on our YouTube channel. It's one of I think it's in our top 5 most viewed videos that we have right now. Actually, I might be bumping down a little bit because some of the ones we've put recently. But anyway, check it out because you'll see a side of Simone that a lot of people don't get to see. She is a lot of fun. She's, I don't even know. She's like goofy and witty and just a lot of fun out on the court. If you ever get a chance to play with her socially, which I know very few people get a chance to, and I feel very privileged, definitely do it because she's a lot of fun. So that would be,
I agree.
Yeah. And I have to say the number one match that I got to watch was at the World Pickleball Championships this year. As you all know, Ben John's triple crowned, right? So he got gold in men's singles, he got gold in men's doubles, he got gold in mixed doubles. And it was the last match of the entire event. And I had been live streaming for 4 days straight, long days. I mean, we're talking 14, 15-hour days. Everybody was working their butts off. And it was the very last match. And it was when Ben and Kyle won gold against Tyson and Riley, right? I think I have that right. And that match was absolutely incredible. If you haven't had a chance to watch Ben Johns play in person, you need to, because you can see it on video, but I mean, Webby will tell you, you see it in person and it's like, holy crap, this guy is incredible.
Yeah, it's so much different in person. Like it's weird, but it's weird how different it is because you can't capture the intensity and like how skilled he actually is on video. When you see it in person, it's a whole different experience, and it's pretty amazing. It's wild.
Yeah. So that match where they won gold, I mean, you have the historic moment where Kyle jumps into Ben's arms. It kind of reminded me of like the scene in Dirty Dancing when Patrick Swayze. Listen, it's still to this day, I think that was one of the most just like raw emotions that both of them let out. That match was pretty crazy for Kyle because he started off a little bit slow and then something happened after about 5 or 6 points. I think it's because he had a little bit of a long break, but after 5 or 6 points, he came out strong and just started to get into play. And I mean, it was definitely, in my opinion, one of the top matches out there. Not trying to shamelessly plug ourselves, but that match is also available on our YouTube channel. If you look up the 2019 WPC men's doubles gold, you'll see it there, and it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So great question, Claire. That was awesome. Great memories there. And both of us talked very fondly about Simone, and I met Simone for the first time in person last year at the 2019 Beer City Open, but I feel like I really got a chance to get to know her recently during the Florida Grand Slam tournament. And like you said, such a great person, so much fun to be around. Especially the fact that she was one of the tournament directors, so all the stress that goes along with being a tournament director,
Right.
and she triple crowned that tournament. I mean, come on, that's amazing. What
Yeah.
an amazing person! What, like, the sport of pickleball is so much better off having somebody like Simone part of it, and I love the fact that both you and I know her personally, especially you. But I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, she's super cool. A lot of fun. And we're going to be doing a live stream tomorrow night on her Facebook page and YouTube channel. So check out Simone Jardim on Facebook, Simone Jardim Pickleball on YouTube. And she is going to be covering some in-home exercises and drills that you can do for pickleball to keep yourself current. And if you're not able to make it out on the court, some things that you can do while you're stuck at home.
Very nice.
That's tomorrow
awesome.
at 4 p.m., I think. I don't know. The hours and days are all blending together now that we're
right?
stuck at home.
Yeah. Oh, I've had such a hard time keeping track of what day it is. It's crazy. But yeah, keep an eye out for those alerts because I will definitely be tuning into that as well.
That's right.
Speaking of Simone, we haven't played a video clip in a while. She actually she posted a video to social media recently talking about how she found a new practice partner during this whole pandemic that's going on. So I say we go ahead and show that clip. Nice. I love that clip. That's another clip that has multiple things going on in it that I absolutely love. First off, it shows Simone playing pickleball, getting creative in her own house, because a lot of people can't get out and play pickleball outdoors. So she's making the best of the situation, staying at home with the family. And she's got that going on. So they were very creative and got a good little setup going. And then the fact that she's getting the youth involved, if I'm not mistaken, was that her son, Landon?
That was Landon.
Side?
Yep.
Nice. So we've got somebody very young. Do you know how old he is by any chance?
Oh my God. I should know this. I think he's 6.
Okay. That seems about right. I met him at the Florida Grand Slam. I would say that age seems about right. He was hitting some great shots. I mean, he was keeping that ball lower than I keep the ball when I return the shot. I mean, that's pretty impressive. So I think Landon is definitely somebody to look out for in the pickleball world in the future. So we got the youth getting involved. We got Simone playing. She was wearing an Eddie and Webby shirt. So I love that fact. And I love the fact that their dog was just laying there, not reacting one bit to what was going on. The pickleballs were getting smacked around, and that dog wasn't even phased. I think that's Molly, and she's a great dog, and she's just chilling over there, having a good time. Love it.
That's pretty funny. So I've actually gotten a chance to, like, because I don't know if you guys know or not, but Simone and I do all the YouTube videos together, and a lot of times when I'm recording, Landon and Alexis will be there at the courts, and she'll hit with Landon, and I am always so impressed with how well he does. He's developed like a natural low to high swing. He's got great form. It's pretty impressive to watch him out there.
Yeah, that was great for him. Just in that little video clip, you could tell like if he sticks with it, he's going to be a force to reckon with, no doubt.
And he's got a mother and a father that both are some of the top instructors in the game too. So it's pretty impressive.
Right? Yeah.
Nuts.
And I agree, Scott Yeager. That was excellent, Simone. Definitely.
That's right. There was a question that came in, and I know that we're getting pulled all over the place here, but we love the social media interaction.
Oh, yeah.
This one came in from Harry Bittner, and Harry asked, you both are pretty close to the pickleball scene. I don't want to toot my own horn, but yeah, I'd consider us to be kind of close.
Yeah. Some people are very close. Some people are very close to the pro pickleball scene.
He says, do you think the top players have really improved, or is it my imagination? So here's what I want to say. If anybody wants to know an answer to that question, and I'm personally not going to answer it, but I'm going to say go check out videos of all 4 of the US Opens that are out there, and then check out some of our most recent live streams that we posted, either from the World Pickleball Championship or from the Florida Grand Slam, or you can even check out nationals that happened in November, or, you know, Beer City Open, and answer that question for yourself. Because, all right, I'm going to give my opinion. Yes, I think they have absolutely improved. The game has changed drastically. I think there's a number of factors that have gone into it, but if you watch the US Opens 2016, 17, and even 18, they got just very incrementally better. And then 19 came around and it made this huge leap. And then we get to World Pickleball Championship, or Nationals, World Pickleball Championship, Florida Grand Slam, and it made an even larger leap, in my opinion. So I personally think so. I don't know, Webby, what's your take on that?
No, I definitely think so. And there are 4 names that come to my mind that I feel have a huge part, that play a huge role in that. And those names are, do I dare say? Do I dare say the names? Okay.
Because
the names are.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like you probably already know who I'm going to say. But Lee and Annalie Waters, absolutely. Mm-hmm. They changed the game. Their style is different than what everybody thinks was correct. And it played a huge impact. It had a huge impact. It played a huge role. And the other 2 people that I think played a huge part in the change in the game are the Newmans.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, both those teams, they came out of nowhere and just dominated right away.
I totally agree with you. I think there are probably about a dozen names that I can say that have really changed it significantly, but I would agree with you that those 4 have forever altered the course of pickleball.
Yeah, 100%. And I love it. I love the fact, because to me, it gets boring seeing the exact same people at the top of the game year after year. And even though, like, it's, for the most part, it still has been the same names. The names that were dominant a few years ago, they've had to up their game to stay relevant in the sport. And I love the fact that people that are coming into the game, Jessie Irvin is another one. Mm-hmm. She is very new to the game, but made a huge impact in 2019. It's awesome. I love that fact.
I agree. Tom Miller said the men's winter bracket final at the Florida Grand Slam between Newman McGuffin and the Johns was very good. Totally agree. Some incredible plays from that match. You can also check that out on our YouTube channel. That'll be under the Florida Grand Slam videos for men's doubles.
Yeah, Tom makes a great point. Riley Newman and Tyson McGuffin, they are a fairly new team that are immediately have excellent chemistry and are definitely up there in the top men's doubles teams in the sport.
I totally agree with you. I honestly think that they're quickly finding their styles of play together. They both have 2 similar yet very distinct styles of play. I only think they're going to get better from here too, and they're going to be an incredible force to reckon with.
For sure. And we got a message here from Steve Peranto. He says, yes, today's players keep improving the level of play. They drill like never before. And yeah, I mean, that definitely has something to do with it. And speaking of Steve Peranto actually contributed the next video that we want to play tonight. And this is awesome. We've had Steve on our show before. He is a Hall of Famer. That's right. He is in the Pickleball Hall of Fame. And I got to tell you, we've talked about this before. When Steve was on our show, that was the most unique and fun episode I think we have ever done. If anybody that's tuning in has not seen it, you've got to go back and check out when Steve Peranto was on our show.
So
it was
fun.
Such an entertaining show. Yeah. I feel like we didn't even really have to do anything. He had so much entertainment for that night planned that we really didn't have to do much that night. It was such an easy show for us, such a fun night. But Steve, he's using this time, not able to play pickleball quite as much as usual, to do some very creative things. And he actually wrote a new song about the virus that's going on. And I think now is a great time to play that video.
Let's do it.
Well, hi everybody. This is Steve Peranto out here. I'm at home in Hillsboro, Oregon, self-isolating. Everybody's probably doing that. I was bored today, pulled out my guitar and thought I'd write a little virus song. A little help from a couple people. Lennon McCartney helped me a little bit on this one. So here we go. I hate this virus. I bet you do too. It's so contagious, way worse than the flu. It don't seem different, but our lives have changed. My bar is closing, and you're to blame. I hope we're winning, but it's not clear. Just keep your distance, that's what I hear. It don't seem different, it seems the rain. We're gonna get through you. This virus is lame. Why, tell me why you came into our lives. This nasty virus appearing to us overnight. I hate this virus, I bet you do too. It's so contagious, way worse than the flu. The only difference is in the air. I wanna be true with you. I can't go nowhere. Nowhere, nowhere. Can't go nowhere. No, no pickleball tournament. No bowling league. No cornhole league. What do I do? Well, at least I have my guitar.
Oh my God. I love that. That is so good.
Yeah, I mean, what a talented guy. Another great song. You know, one thing that I love is I feel like in today's age, people are very nervous to smile and laugh and make jokes about things that other people are very sensitive of, right? And to me, that's not life. You have to be able to find a sense of humor in everything. And I think that song is a great example of it. So thank you, Steve, for doing what you can to bring a smile to our face in times that can kind of be a little shitty.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Thank you, Steve. That was so good. I loved it. And I love at the beginning, he's like, I was bored, so I decided to write a virus song.
I love it.
Oh, man.
That's so
yeah,
good.
I love that kind of thing. Like the sport of pickleball, like I feel like a lot of the younger players today maybe don't even realize how much of an impact Steve and his family have had on the game of pickleball. It's because of Steve and his father that pickleball paddles moved away from wooden paddles to composite paddles.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean that right there changed the game. Man, he's just such a fun, creative person, and I've never actually met Steve in person, but I feel like he's one of my best friends in the pickleball world. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's crazy. He and I actually chat pretty regularly, and such a great person to be involved in the world of pickleball.
Yeah, he does a lot for the sport, and it's so cool, man. So thank you so much, Steve. That's great. Love it. So Webby, I've actually gotten a couple texts here. This is from Matt Loria and his fiance Andrea, and they're actually watching on their TV. Oh, can you see? Oh, come on, autofocus.
Nice.
Come on, autofocus. They're watching.
I have a good enough imagination to where I can make that out to be a TV being watched.
They have us up there on the TV watching, so
That's
thank
awesome.
you guys for that. Really appreciate it.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. How badass is that? The fact that people are watching us on TV right now while we're live. Like, how badass is that?
I mean, it's pretty cool, but when people have nothing better to do besides sitting at home,
Very
it's
true.
like, yeah, okay. I mean, I guess, it's not a bad thing, but it's still funny.
Yeah. No, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Love
that,
it.
Matt. Very cool. So there was one more video that I pulled from social media, and this really is not related to pickleball, but I just thought it was hilarious. And this was somebody that was getting creative, trying to figure out, okay, like, I'm stuck at home, but I want to stay in shape, so I'm going to exercise. So they put together this interesting way to exercise. So this is an exercise video that I think would be good to play. And there's actually no audio because there was some copyright music playing in the background, so we can narrate as we watch this video. It's the exercise-related video, if you see that in your
I do.
list of videos to play. Okay.
Let's play it.
Yeah, so he's like, I'm going to tie up one of these water jugs I have, and then I'll do crunches, and it'll force me to go up and down. But then this guy comes in, and what the heck? Oh, my God. He puts a... This thing just took a weird turn out of nowhere. The guy puts a bowl of flour under his head and makes it go all over his face, and then the water jug hits him in the face.
Can we watch that again? I want to watch that again.
Yeah, let's watch that one more time. I feel like it's better knowing what to expect. So he's here. He's just minding his own business, doing a creative exercise, and then this jackass comes in. And then, oh, what the heck happened? Oh, and then a water jug to the face.
Could you imagine? Oh, my God. I love it. Yeah, there was a video that I wanted to grab that had nothing to do with pickleball, but I thought it was funny. And it's of this guy, and somebody's asking him, so you have the option, A, is to be quarantined with your wife and kids, or B, and then he goes, B. Did you see that?
I saw that. Oh, man, I was almost in tears when I saw that. I played that for my wife. She didn't think it was as funny as I did, but I thought it was friggin' hilarious.
I thought that was absolutely classic. So
yes, so good. So good.
In response to us earlier saying how grateful we are for people watching, Tom Miller said, not going to lie, I'd rather be out playing. Well, we appreciate your honesty, Tom. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We can always count on you for that nice,
right?
That nice confidence boost from you there. So thank you very much.
Yep. Thanks, Tom. A little fun fact, Tom Miller was the special guest referee in the upcoming video of Eddie versus Webby Part 6. And as I've said in the past, you can't rely on Eddie's background. It shows the Eddie versus Webby championship belt in the Kyle Yates paddle, but he is actually in front of a green screen right now, and that background is his default background that he's had for a while. So that is not a spoiler. And man, I feel like I kind of want to give a spoiler because I'm excited, but I don't want to reveal too much. So I'm not going to say too much. I'm not going to say what I'm excited about, but you're not going to want to miss the Eddie versus Webby 6 match. There's a lot of excitement in that match. And you're just going to want to stay tuned because actually within the next few days, that's going to be released, Eddie versus Webby Part 6. So the world will finally know who the current Eddie versus Webby champion is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to find out. Tom was a good referee.
He was a good referee.
I still question one of his calls, but that's okay.
He was actually a better referee than he thought because he thought he made a bad call. Nobody has any idea what we're talking about right now, but you'll all know once you see the video because there was some questionable calls. But the video does not lie, and it will reveal all.
That's right. It will reveal who the true winner is.
That is correct. So we've spent a portion of tonight showing off fun videos that we've seen, but photographs are still a good source of entertainment these days. Did you know that? The photographs can be fun.
Look at this photograph.
Look at this graph. Have you ever seen that video?
Oh, yeah.
Somebody took the... I love that. If anybody has no idea what I'm talking about, go on YouTube, type in Nickelback, look at this graph, and you will... You will thank me.
Are we going to get a copyright strike if we do it?
I think only if you sound so much like it that the algorithm that Nickelback and YouTube has in place catches it. So I think we're okay. I don't think we sounded too much like Nickelback.
Should we try it?
Yeah, let's try it.
Okay, let's try this.
You go first.
I'm going to see if it works. Let's see here if we can do it. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
No. Oh, where'd the audio go? Oh man.
Wait, play it from the beginning. I'll do the audio and then I'll try to sync up with the video with my own audio.
Got it. Where's the audio? Come on. There's got to be audio here. Okay, you ready? Try it.
I'm ready.
Oh, all right. Okay, why is there no audio though? That kind of drives me crazy. There should be.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Look at this! Look at this graph!
All right, so here's the thing. Nickelback has a lot of hatred in this world. I've never understood it. Like they're not my favorite band. They're not my cup of tea. I wouldn't buy tickets to see them in concert, but I don't understand the severe hatred. But if you playing that clip causes us to get a copyright strike, I'm going to hate Nickelback. I will join the crew that hates Nickelback if that little clip causes us to get a copyright strike.
I bet you we are. I bet you we will for that.
Probably will. Probably will. Friggin' Nickelback.
Come on, Nickelback. That's pretty funny. But yes, I do agree with you that video makes me giggle a little bit.
Yeah, I love it. But yeah, like I was saying, we have some funny photographs that we would like to show for you right now. And one of them, we're going to do a couple that involve dogs. I mean, who doesn't love dogs? Dogs plus pickleball equals awesome. So this first one is a dog with a pickleball in its mouth. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. But
yeah.
Amy Smolder Watson posted this to the forum earlier and said, "Pickleball players everywhere, in quotes, will someone please play with me? I would absolutely play with that dog if I saw that dog. How cute is that?"
That is a very cute dog. And yes, if that dog approached me with a pickleball, I'd probably throw it. Why not? Have some fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Gib Refit, he actually posted something recently as well involving dogs, and this is a great post. And he says, "Virus-free pickleball, playing skinny singles with Jade until a couple of her canine friends show up." And so there's Gib and Jade, both with the paddles in their mouths. As a germaphobe, I feel like I'm not sure how I feel about him having the paddle in his mouth. Maybe not for me personally, not the best choice.
Not the thing you'd want to do, yeah.
Not the thing I would want to do, but I love the picture, and I thought it was worth showing, so thanks, Gib, for that. That's very entertaining. I love it. And somebody else posted a picture on the Pickleball forum showing their creativity. The fact that they can't get out to an actual court. They took matters into their own hands, and they put a practice court in their basement to let them practice dinking. And check this out. Chad Barr, this was actually their first post in the Pickleball forum, so that's a pretty good one. And they said, "Since the pickleball withdrawal is killing me, I had my handyman install this in my basement this morning. Not perfect regulation dimensions, but 16 foot by 8 foot and almost 7 feet tall. Should be good enough for my practice for now. Ready for dinking now while keeping my social distance." And that's very cool. I like that. Like, I love the fact I could do something like that in my basement, and I think I might try to rig something like that up, because I mean, it's a great idea. Like, just put lines up for the height of the net and put a little target on there for you. If you can get good enough at hitting that target, good enough. Yeah, I said good enough.
Okay.
But if you can get accurate enough to hit that target, that's definitely going to help, I think. What do you think?
No, I definitely think I would be open to that. I think it would work out really well.
So very cool. So yeah, another awesome, just more evidence of people getting creative and using their time wisely. If they can't get out on the court, just take matters into your own hands.
That's right.
You can still get some practice in the comfort of your own home when you can't get out there.
That's right. Webby, before we go on to another picture here, we've gotten 2 requests here tonight that says you need to see Ron Ponder's video. Do you know what this is about?
I don't, but I feel like if we've gotten 2 requests about it, we've got to check it out. Is that something that's possible?
It is possible, and I think I want to go ahead and bring it up here. And this is literally the first time that Webby and I are watching this, so we'll keep our mics hot here, and we'll see what this is all about. You ready for this?
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Oops. Okay, this is Ron Ponder, and because of the coronavirus, obviously we can't gather in get groups and all. So I've devised some drills to do by myself, and this is going to be one of them. You can use it freely, don't have to even give me credit. So in the 2020 rules, they have said that if a ball goes over the net and then bounces back over because of the spin or the wind, that you can reach across. Obviously, you've got to wait for the ball to cross the net, but then you can reach across and hit the ball. But you can also reach underneath the net. So the net at the center is 34 inches high. The net has to be 30 inches long, so that could give you 4 inches at the bottom on temporary nets. Anyway, that happens quite often. So that's what I'm going to drill on. Now, the rumor is that Kyle Yates actually did this. When I asked Kyle about it, he laughed and said something. He didn't commit to having actually done it, but I am certainly not one to say that Kyle Yates could not do it. So I figure if Kyle Yates, at 24 years old and 142 pounds or whatever he is, if he can do it, by God, I can at 65 and 230 pounds. So let's see how this goes. So obviously I'm going to be at the kitchen line when they hit this ball, and it's going to bounce, and I'm going to progress on it. So when I say go, it will be the sign that the ball has gone over the net. Okay? So here we go. The ball comes. Go! Oh, son of a bitch! That does not feel good. Okay, let's try this again. Now, I can't touch their side of the court with my paddle, and I can't touch the net with my paddle, but I think, okay, here comes the ball. It bounces. Go! Oh, son of a gun! Okay, let's try that again. Let's say the ball's going to bounce higher. Okay, ball comes, bounces, go! Okay, I think that would work.
So Webby, I think I have the wrong video up here. So it looks like Lala is saying that he did a response to the Sick Tricks video that we should watch, and I want to see if I can't find that one here real quick.
Sounds good. I love a good 6 tricks challenge video.
Yeah. So, oh, here we go. I think I found it. All right, you ready for it?
Let's do it.
Okay. And I will go ahead and get this going now.
Boys and girls, Ron Ponder again. I am self-isolating in the wilds of Utah right now, and this drill is a drill inspired by Kyle Yates yesterday, where he posted an amazing assortment of ball bouncing tricks off of his paddle. And I've always wanted to be a member of the Sick Tricks crew, so I'm going to demonstrate my abilities also. Now, the problem is that I don't have any pickleballs with me. So this is going to be a virtual pickleball drill. I'm sure that Kyle used a Durafast.
Wait. All right. So he doesn't have any pickleballs with him, but he's going to be doing the quarantine Sick Trick challenge?
Yeah, this seems a bit shady, but let's go ahead and see what he's got to offer here.
Let's set it up too. He's got mountains behind him. I have so many questions right now, but we'll see.
Right?
40. I, unfortunately, only have this X40 from Franklin, which will work wonderfully for the demonstration. Okay? So here
There's
we
no
go. And it's
X40
about
in his
35
hands.
degrees out here, so this may not last very long. Here we go. All right. Oh, crap. Hold on just a second. Hopefully I can edit that out. I'm not sure I can do that, but here we go. All right. This is great hand-eye coordination stuff to work on. Trick coming up under the arm, left-handed. Under the arm. Wow, that's not easy. Okay, high, under the leg. Yes. It's important to watch the ball at all times. I'll give you a side shot here. I can even go around. I've got to remember to suck in my stomach at all times. Also, balance on my nose. There we go. All right. There you go. You can do these at home all day long. It's a lot harder with the ball, I've got to tell you, but this works also. Thanks. Have a good day.
So this is the reason why I love that video. That is evidence of like boredom, like the boredom that us pickleball players are experiencing. The fact that he made that video, and I just that's what happens when you deny us pickleball players the ability to play with other people in public on a pickleball court. This is the type of thing that happens.
I mean, we've all known that pickleball is an addiction for the vast majority of us, right? And when we can't get our fix in, man, we go a little crazy, and that's a result of it.
Man, I'm telling you, if I didn't have all the footage from the Florida Grand Slam to keep me occupied, like to do video editing for, I don't know what I'd be doing right now. I'd probably be doing the same kind of shit that guy just did. Not gonna lie.
I love it. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, good times.
Oh man.
All right.
Oh,
Anyway, we've been distracted by a lot of your comments tonight, which we really appreciate. Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. I love all the interaction that we've had tonight. It's seriously, it means a lot to us. But there's another great post out there on social media, and this is something that I think it just got posted either today or yesterday, and it's been pretty popular, and I absolutely love it. It's been gotten a lot of great responses, and this comes from our good friend Irina Terashenko, and she did a post. It says #GameFaceChallenge. Let's go, Pickleball Nation. Post your most classic pictures. We can all agree you might need your game face for the lockdown. And I love those images that she posted of herself, like mid action there, some classic ones there. And she got some great responses. I pulled a bunch of my favorites. I kid you not, I didn't even pull the pictures that I pulled aren't even close to the amount of the ones that got submitted. There was a lot of great ones that were submitted, but we pulled a few of our favorites. And I'd say, Eddie, just go ahead and pick any of them, and we'll just go through them and discuss what we see.
Joey Farias. I love
That's
this
right.
one, man.
Well, speaking of Joey Farias, like I've heard you call him Joey Farias. I've heard the Golden Boy, Scott Golden, who's in the background of that picture, he's said Joey Farias. But whenever you hear Joey say his name, he's like, hey, I'm Joey Farias.
Yes.
So is he just trying to make it sound like something that we're used to, or what? What's going on? Are people overemphasizing how his last name is pronounced?
I don't know.
What do you
I just like to call him that. But yes, I know he does call himself Joey Farias.
Just like
Farias sounds so much more fun.
Yeah, Farias. I do like the sound of Farias much better.
Yeah.
Or Farias, as some people like to say.
Yep. I like that face. We've all done that. Good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a classic shot right there.
So my question is he getting out of the way of an out ball, or did he just finish a shot and his paddle came across. Like I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I have so many questions about this. I wish Joey was with us right now to answer these questions, because I have lots of questions, and maybe next time he's on the podcast we can pull this picture up and find the answers that we're looking for. But I love it.
That's right. We have another one here, and it looks like that's from. Oh, is that from Louis Laville?
Yep, that's from Louis Laville. That's classic. Now I'm trying to figure out though, like, do you think that is that legit or is that photoshopped? Do you think that's real?
I think that's photoshopped. What do you think?
Yeah, that was my instinct, is that it was photoshopped. Either way, I love it. But if it's not photoshopped, man, that's impressive.
Good one. Here we got one from Steve Taylor. Gotta love
Nice.
that.
Oh, that's a great one. I can just hear him saying, "Come on,
come on!" Yeah, that's the Matt Wright "come on" right there.
Or I guess it could be "Let's go." It could be "Let's go." What do you think?
That's
What do you
right.
think he's saying in that picture?
I think he's saying "come on." That's the that like you only make that face when you're saying "on" or "Don" or "ramen noodles." That's it.
My first instinct was "come on," but I don't know. I could see it possibly being like the very beginning of "go, let's go."
I don't know. I think he's saying "come on." That's still my guess, but who knows?
Yeah, I would say my money's on "come on." I feel like it could be "let's go," but my money is on "come on."
It's a good one though.
Very
Here
good.
we have one from Cindy Segrera.
I love it. It's like I get like a Michael Jordan vibe from that one. The tongue. Like some people, I know there's a lot of people out there, like when they're really focused, when they're really in the zone, that tongue comes out, and she's got the tongue going. She's got some tongue action.
Yeah, that's when you know it's like total concentration. Like you're dialed in. When you got that tongue out, you're dialed in
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah. But I mean,
like
come
it.
on, like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's got the tongue when he's doing the Air Jordan move. But
Right.
oh, this is a classic right here.
What was that? Damian Young.
Yeah,
like
talk
that.
about passion. Talk about passion and excitement right there. I feel like that was probably had to be like after scoring a put away or a winner or something. I don't know, or could it be maybe before the game, like getting himself pumped up? I'm not sure.
Or maybe his mom walked up and was like, "Honey, don't forget to make sure you stay hydrated." And he's like, "Mom,
Yes, that's it. That's
Mom,
exactly.
I know I need to drink water."
That's got to be it. Mom.
I love it.
Oh, man.
we got one here from Dean Cascella. Is that right?
I believe so.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that was a great one. I wish I would have taken note. He had a funny post that went along with that, but I forget what he said. But it's a great shot. Very very interesting position that he's in right there. But I feel like it's after he made a return that maybe he didn't expect to make, but he got to it, got the ball over. That ball is definitely going to be in play. I just wonder what the other team is going to do, though. Are they going to slam that ball down, make him pay for that shot? What's going to happen? I don't know. You never know what's going to happen in that scenario.
You never know, but I do like that one for sure. This one I love here. We got one from our buddy Fad, Frank Anthony Davis. So
Nice.
is there a famous actor out there that this shot reminds you of?
Oh man, I feel like as soon as you say it, I'm probably gonna realize what you're talking about, but nothing comes to mind off the top of my head right now.
I feel like this is totally a Sylvester Stallone face.
Ah, yep, the droopy bottom lift.
Yep.
Lip.
Lift.
The lift, yeah. He's got the lift. He's got the little bottom lift going. But yeah, that's definitely the Stallone lip. Hey, Adrian.
Yep. No, I like that one for sure.
That's classic. I love that one.
And this this guy named Eddie, very handsome guy. He definitely doesn't get awkward pictures taken of him ever. Live streaming the Johnny Pickleball show. And I don't know. Do you see who I'm sitting with there too?
I can't tell who that is directly next to you. Who is that?
Next to me, you have Wyatt Stone. Next to him, you have Sarah Yates Parker. And next to him, you have Julie Scott. Do you know who Sarah Yates Parker and Julie Scott are?
I do.
Oh, yeah?
Do you want to describe who they are to anybody that might not know who they are?
That would be the Kyle Yates sister and mother, both awesome people. But apparently, I'm in my pregame meditation. It's where I meditate and I get in the zone. I really kind of channel myself here. It looks like Nicole Miller wants to know, are you high or asleep in your picture? We'll go ahead and pull it back up. I'm not sure. Like I said, I think my eyes are rolling in the back of my head. I don't know. I don't know what I was in that picture, but it's definitely a flattering one. I feel very sexy with that one out there in the world. That's for sure.
Nice. Good stuff.
And last but not least, we have here one from this other guy you may know. We like to call him Webby.
Oh! Yeah, that was when I was about to return a shot from Kyle Yates, and I was probably pissing my pants at that time too, because all the people were around us. We had Kyle Yates on the opposite side of the court. He hit an awesome shot, and I'm sure I probably whacked that one right into the net immediately after that picture was taken. So yeah, that's one of those moments where I was like, "Oh crap, what am I doing? Why am I even here playing against Kyle Yates right now when I'm a 3.0 player?"
That's right.
But that was last year. Now,
right.
We are 4.0 players.
Now
we'd
get 8 points on him this time, I think. Maybe 7.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah, if we were to play him today, we would easily score 5 or 6 points per game.
That's
no
right.
doubt about it.
So what I want to do is I want to pull up Irina's post again real quick. It looks like some new ones have been added since we pulled them earlier, so I'm just going to go ahead and scroll down them. What do you think about that?
All right. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So this was Irina's original post. We have some very nice ones. Every time I try and zoom in, this stupid thing over here comes over. So let's see. There we go. We'll see if that works.
That's better.
Yep. Oh, a nice little group of people there. There's obviously the picture of you playing against Kyle Yates. Bob McDonald has a nice one from his first tournament, 2016. There's Joey's that we saw. Steve Manley. That's pretty good. I don't know.
That's a good one.
He's kind of like, oh boy, let's get out of the way. Let's see here. Oh, Mandy posted one. The WTF face. I like that.
Nice.
Chase DiStefano. Carmen Gibson Bartelds. This final boss. All right. I like that picture, man.
Oh, man.
That's some strength right there. I like it. Randall Moore. Yep. Darian Young again. We have Frank Anthony Davis. Leonardo Gonzalez Rodriguez. That was, a bunch of people hanging out with Irina. All right. I like that. Sharon Gingrich. Yeah, you could tell. I mean, look at that determination going on there. We saw,
great stuff right there.
We saw Dean's earlier. Got Ken Lee, very focused Ken. That's the one that I posted of me earlier as well. Let's see. Angie Weldon. Got the game face on. We saw Cindy's earlier. Tex Morris hanging out with Irina. I like it. We saw that one, Louisville. Oh, Scott Golden's game face. Solid, man. That's a flattering picture there.
Solid game face, but is it just me, or does it look like he's sitting on the crapper in that picture?
Scott,
just me?
Please tell us what you were doing in that picture. We need to know. We saw Steve Taylor's Bart Ford hanging out with Kyle and Irina. Oh, check out Ed and Lika. Dude, the guy's a freaking beast, man, and that's his game face right there.
Nice.
I like it. Another one from Scott Golden. Emmanuel Pickleball. I like that, riding the wave.
Oh, that's very cool.
Oh, that's a good one there.
Yeah,
Aspen.
very appropriate
Yep.
for the current times.
That's right. We got Aspen. Yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, Aspen's always just like, whether he's winning or losing. Oh, that's so funny. Mandy posted right there. But honestly, whether Aspen's winning or losing, you never know. The guy has such just like a even keel personality out there, which is awesome.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, Mandy's response is perfect. Yep, that's you winning or losing.
Yep. That's so funny. Bandana Barb. Oh yeah. In the zone. Marie DeFore. Oh, chilling on the catamaran boat. Check that out.
Oh, nice. Before social distancing. I remember those days. I remember the days of not social distancing. Those were good times.
Good times. Steven Soderbergh. Yeah. Attackable. I like that. Let's see. Oh, you got, is that Rick? Rick Witskin there? Yep. That's a good shot. Ripskin. There we go. That's some of the other ones. So somebody said that Wes Gabrielson posted one. I wonder if she's referring to a quarantine challenge video or not. Let me see. When we talk about something, I'll try and pull that up.
Yeah, I didn't see Wes in those pictures, but yeah, I'm sure Wes had a great post at some point. Wes is an awesome player, great guy. I met him for the first time at the Florida Grand Slam tournament that we just competed in last month.
You sure?
Yeah, that was the first time I met him. When do you think I met him before that?
What? But I didn't meet him there.
Oh, nah, not Wes Gabrielson. I'm such an idiot.
I was going to say, who are you talking about? We had him on the podcast.
Yeah. Sometimes I blur podcast with reality as far as podcast with the, in-person encounters. I feel like our podcast with Wes was so in-depth and it felt like he was right here with us.
Who were you talking about though? I want to know were you talking about Steve Deacon?
Yeah, I was thinking about Steve Deacon.
Did you hear that, Wes? Did you hear?
Don't tell Steve or Wes I said that.
I love that you got Wes and Steve confused. That makes me happy.
Oh man. That's what happens after a few adult beverages.
That's right. Scott Golden said, I plead the fifth on the picture I posted. On a side note, I had no idea you guys were going to be pulling Irina's post up live. Oh, yeah, man. We wanted to make sure that we got all that action covered here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is dinking around. We don't fool around when it comes to dinking around.
That's right. Oh, this is a good comment here. Scott Yeager says, didn't your mama teach you that anything posted on the internet can never be hidden? That's right. Once it's live, it's live forever. Once it's out there. That's why. Yep. That's why I'm always so worried about what am I going to say? What are people? What are people going to shame me for tomorrow?
Right. Yeah. Just like I'm always worried I'm going to confuse people, like Wes Gabrielson and Steve Deacon.
That's so funny. I can't.
I don't know what I was thinking. I know the difference between the two.
Yeah. One's Canadian, although Wes does live close to Canada, so it's got that.
Right. Yeah, we'll cut that part from the broadcast.
That's right. That never happened, guys. Don't even think about sharing that. We have some other pictures though that we wanted to show, don't we?
I had one other picture, not pickleball related. It's mostly quarantine related, very random, but I thought it was funny. I think somebody did post it on the pickleball forum. So I guess in that sense, it's pickleball related. But this is somebody that posted a picture of what everybody's hair is going to look like after the quarantine is done, because you can't go anywhere to get your hair done. So that's what we're all going to look like if we all take care of our own hair cutting needs.
So I actually am concerned about this. I have not gotten my hair cut since the week before the Florida Grand Slam, which was almost a month ago at this point, right?
Yeah, same with me. I'm due for a haircut because I would have, usually like before I do a tournament, for some reason, in my head, I'm like, okay, if I get a fresh haircut, that's less weight on my head. I'll be move nice and quick. So I was gonna get a haircut today and then head to Kalamazoo tomorrow morning. And this whole quarantine pandemic BS just ruined everything. And that's exactly how my hair is gonna look.
Are you being serious right now?
I am. I like to get my haircut before a tournament. Well, so I'm not like some people that play tournaments every weekend. I play like one a month.
Right,
So-
but because it's less weight. Is that really the motivation?
And it's a combination of that, and I'm going to be on camera, so I want to like look my best for the camera.
No,
even though I wear a hat.
That I can relate to because I'm the same way. Like literally, the day I played men's doubles, I went and got a haircut on the way to the Bonita Springs YMCA. But it's because I knew I was going to be on camera, so I can get that. I knew you and I were going to be doing a bunch of videos because you were flying down the next day.
Yeah, but it's a combination. It's like the less weight, I'll be lighter on my feet. But then also, yeah, camera, like being on camera plays a part in it for sure.
I like it. Yeah, I mean that's true, man. But you know what's crazy is that down here right now, the place that I get my hair cut at, it's still open, 100% still open.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Interesting.
100%. So, yeah, it is very interesting that they're still cutting hair, but they did say that they're going to be taking precautions, using gloves. They're only going to limit to 50% capacity in there. So, very, very interesting.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, these are interesting times we're living in. I feel like a majority, pretty much nobody has ever experienced what we're going through right now. This is crazy stuff. It's a learning experience for all of us, and hopefully, it doesn't last much longer because we gotta get back to pickleball. We gotta get tournaments back in action because this is crazy. I mean, it's just I don't know. We don't know what to do with ourselves.
That's right. We're all going nuts. Speaking of nuts, I do actually have the picture of Wes that Lala was referring to here. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up on the screen. It's of him and Deckel Bar playing together. Check that out.
Oh, nice. That's good stuff right there. That's great.
Yeah, that's I agree. That's like the face that I make when it's like, oh, put that bad boy right in my forehand, right? Give me that freaking ball. I'm about to crush it.
Very nice. And refresh my memory. Is that Wes or is that Steve Deacon? No, I'm just kidding. I know that's Wes. I'm kidding. That is absolutely Wes Gabrielson.
We're never gonna get anybody on the podcast ever again because they're gonna be like, oh, you're gonna confuse me for this other person, right?
Right.
Love it. Good stuff. Man, that was fun. That was fun going through all that stuff. I think it's so great what the pickleball community is doing in these times. I really hope that
Oh, for sure.
let me rephrase it. If the coronavirus stuff keeps going, I hope that the pickleball community keeps doing this stuff. But my ultimate hope is that we realize tomorrow that everybody's fine and we can go back to normal life.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. But yeah, this has been a super fun night. I mean, this was a very impromptu thing. Eddie and I were just like, hey, we got some free time. Should we do a podcast tonight? And yeah, we thought it was fun. And then I started seeing all these fun posts on the pickleball forum. So I thought it'd be fun to just go over the fun and creative things people are doing while they're being quarantined.
That's right. And let us know. This is actually an idea that Webby and I have had for a while. We wanted to kind of do almost like a Tosh.0 style, or earlier you said Mystery Science Theater 3000 style, where we can kind of watch some of these things and give live commentary on them, give them our perspective, interact with you guys as you're making comments. Let us know if this is something you like. I'm happy to do it because I think it's a blast to do a lot of these super informal, just kind of go with it and BS type of videos. I don't know. Let us know what you guys think. What do you think, Webby?
Yeah. I personally thought it was a blast. I loved it. I love the fact that you were able to bring up the arena's post, and like we could look at all the different posts that people posted, not just the ones that we saved and wanted to show here during the show. I mean, stuff like that, it's awesome. And then the fact that people were getting involved and interacting, I mean, you can't beat that. That's awesome. Love it.
Is there anything else that you wanted to look at while I have my computer up?
Oh man, I feel like that just opens the doors to so many possibilities, so many options. But I think it's a good time to maybe say farewell for the night, and we can save that for another time.
Well, that sounds good to me. I really want to say thank you to each and every one of you out there for interacting with us tonight. Honestly, we really appreciate it. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for interacting. This has been a blast.
Yeah, super fun. This is actually a milestone episode for us. This is episode 20 of Dinking Around. I mean, how crazy is that? But what I also love is the fact this was a totally experimental episode for us too. So we're 20 episodes into this, and we still experiment with what we're doing, and I absolutely love the fact that's the whole purpose of this Dinking Around show. We really don't plan too much. We come up with an idea maybe right before the show starts. We run with that, and that's what we brought you today. So if you liked it, let us know. If you hated it, let us know, and we're constantly adjusting the format of the show as we go.
That's right. Thank you guys again. I really do hope that each and every one of you guys are being safe out there. You're taking care of yourselves, taking care of your family, doing what's right for you. You got to do what's right for you, but don't shame other people for doing what's right for them. Okay?
Yep.
Let's all be in this together. Let's support each other. Let's inform. Let's educate. Let's keep it going. Let's have some fun. Let's do what we can in these times. And right, Webby, I mean, we got to all stick together.
Yeah, for sure. Just stick together. Don't shame people. I mean, if you want to stay in your house, yeah, do it. If you want to go outside and get some fresh air, do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Right?
That's what I say. Just do it.
Do it. Well, this has been episode 20 of Dinking Around with Eddie Webby, and we want to thank you guys so much for being a part of this, hanging out with us tonight. Hopefully we can get more live streams through all of this. And on that note, I'm Eddie.
And until next time, this is Webby, not Eddie, signing off.
See ya.